Hi, everyone. My name is Anina, and I'm the CEO and founder of the 360 Fashion Network. I'm delighted to bring you in March 28th and 29th our Digital Fashion Online Summit. I thought I'd jump on today and talk to you a little bit about what you can expect from this year's conference and why you should attend. We have over 70 speakers speaking from various different aspects of the fashion tech industry. Now, of course, with the whole digitization in the world getting an upgrade, we are focusing the theme this year on the hot topic of digital fashion. Since we can't go to runway shows and we can't show in person, of course, the whole fashion industry is getting vaporized, to coin a term by Robert Tercek, who will be speaking about that topic at the event. So I just want to run through with you a little bit about the current speakers that we have listed on our site, and I have to still load up, about 50 more, but let me run it through. First, of course, I just opened the conference, and I'll be talking about why all of this digitization is happening and giving you a bit of an update and perspective of what you can expect throughout the entire conference. Plus, if you want to know what you should get, don't miss my speech because I'll point you in the right direction. You don't need to seriously watch everything, of course, but you might want to tune in so you know at which times and at what places the things that you are interested in are happening. After that, we've got Diane Pernay. You know, Diane Pernay is a fashion icon. She has seen so much of the world over such a long period of time, and including myself. Like when I started working with fashion and tech, she was one of the first people ever to support me and realize that this digitization is going to be necessary. I helped her to set up her site, which you may know as Shaded View on Fashion. Well, we're going to have a fireside chat where she's going to talk about the fashion weeks. And yeah, basically, she says digital fashion weeks, success or failure. And being that her background is in, creating one of the most renowned fashion film festivals, a Shaded View Fashion Film, I think she has an incredible perspective. Not only that, but back in the day when we were all doing fashion tech to start, she actually pioneered one of the first fashion online networking digital platforms. So I think her perspective is super insightful. And if you love avant-garde fashion, can't miss Diane. Next up, we've got Amanda Costco. Amanda Costco is, of course, the founder of Electric Runway, one of the premier sources that we have in the fashion tech industry for news and trends. It's a great read. She's an amazing journalist. And she's going to be bringing us 7 key technologies that are transforming the future of fashion. So if you're totally lost and you don't know where to start with the whole digitization, do not miss her speech because boom, she'll get straight to the point with the seven key technologies. Then we've got, of course, Allison Lewis. She'll be talking about 3D scanning. How do we get our clothes into 3D? What's that whole process? What are the different approaches you can take? And she'll be giving you an overview about that. Then, if you've been tuning in to our Fashion Tech Talks on Clubhouse, which is actually going on right now, you won't want to miss Dr. Justin Goldstein, 5 times TEDx speaker. You can find him on the TED website talking about blockchain and supply chain. And he's going to talk about the collision course, the convergence of artificial intelligence and blockchain in the fashion industry and the ramifications of that, positive and negative, that you won't want to miss because you don't want to be caught off guard, not having updated your back-end systems, your processes. These are things that you really need to know about because currently there is a huge fundamental shift in infrastructure going on, which will lead the way forward to implementing these new technologies. If you've got legacy systems, now is really going to be the time when you're going to want to be evaluating all the new kinds of technologies that you can use and what will be suitable for your own business. Then again, another partner in crime, along with Amanda and Dr. Goldstein on our Fashion Tech Talks on Clubhouse, we have Jonathan Joseph, the co-founder of Little Red Fashion. He is going to be talking about fashion is for everyone and the sins of the industry through tech and education. So he is founding Little Red Fashion, which is going to re-educate our young kids. We need to get to them young and put the right food for thought, the right ideas into their minds so that when they're going forward, we don't end up with the same systemic problems that we have in the fashion industry currently, right? We have to undo all those things. And so he's going to talk about Little Red Fashion and how he's using ed tech to solve some of these problems. All right, not to be missed, Larry Namer, one of our, veterans of the Digital Fashion Online Summit. He spoke last year about investing in the future. He talked about pivoting and the future of media. And he has pivoted himself, as amazing as he is, right? He pivoted and has created and invested in new platforms, new media platforms online. And he's going to share with us the success stories of that and why he invested in these new kind of business models. So his speech is the democratization of capital markets. Well, he'll be talking about Fanvestor, which is a site that is crowdfunding for famous people, right? They can't very well have their Kickstarter, which makes them look like they're poor, next to toilet paper or bidet on Kickstarter or Indiegogo. It just doesn't fit. They really needed their own place to be, funding their products for the future so that we have a sustainable future and we're not just like putting products out there that no one wants to buy. And then he also invested in a LGBTQ beauty portal headed up by none other than Richie Rich, who will be making an appearance, and we'll be having this fireside chat all together about that and the success behind it of being a big advocate for diversity and inclusion, which Larry is. He's won lots of awards for his films, etc. So don't want to miss it if you're interested in diversity and inclusion, and if you're looking for the new business models of platforms and the new ways that things are going to get funded to be made. And that is not the only thing that is turning into this sort of crowdfunding pre-order type of production. Don't miss Zach Jacobs, investor, multiple successful entrepreneur. He is going to give us a breakdown of what crowdfunding investment is. He's going through the process right now and why now is a viable market and who is the best choice for looking at crowd-funded investing. And actually, after talking with him, and I'm super excited for his, fireside chat about this, I really think there is a big possibility that crowdfunding investing is a very viable means for the fashion industry and fashion brands. And if you watch Zach's fireside chat with me, you won't miss it because he's going to spill the beans on, what kind of businesses are right for equity crowdfunding. All right. No event would be complete without networking. But right now, so many people have come to me and they're like, Amina, we have no way to meet people. I hear it all the time in these Clubhouse groups. That's partly why there's such big success on Clubhouse, obviously, because boom, we can meet people, we can hear what they're doing, and we can join them, we can join up with them. So on the evening of the 28th, which is the first day of the conference, we're going to have a kickoff party. Everybody will be at the kickoff party, I promise you. And not only will everybody be at the kickoff party, we have a whole new experience for you of the kickoff party. So what is this kickoff party? It's live, first of all, and you will be able to network with people one-on-one on video. Like, There are 3 main areas. We're going to have, I can't tell you everything, of course, a big fashion show presentation. So we got eye candy for you to take pictures of, right? Live photo experience, right? Online. Ooh, you're like, what does that mean? Ha, show up and you'll find out, okay? And then secondly, there's another area you can go into where there will be all these rooms, much like on other apps. You can go into these rooms on different topics, and then you'll be in a round table type of environment where you will be able to talk with other people live. So that means you got to dress up. Yes, it is a fashion party. So you don't want to be missing it. And you will definitely have to dress up, show up, looking your best, you know? I'm telling you, it'll be worth it. And you'll be able to meet people one-on-one and have discussions. Lighthearted, it's not serious as the conference, but you'll be able to find like-minded people, connect with them, exchange contacts, and team up. That's what we're all looking for. My hope for this networking party is that everybody would find partners, people would meet new people would team up and be able to do projects together, and clients would find people to work with, and freelancers would find clients, and this would be my wish. And the only way it's going to happen is if a lot of people show up and mix, because there is an AI algorithm behind that. If you jump into the third area, which is the networking area, jump into the networking area, and when there's lots of people in the networking area, all of a sudden, alakazam, your camera opens, another person's camera opens, you connect, and you can talk face to face in one-on-one video networking. It's kind of like a speed dating, like a, business roulette, right? And you can get 3 to 5 minutes to introduce yourself, tell what you do, ask the other person what they do, ask them how can you help them, tell them what you need. Maybe somebody knows somebody and can refer you. It is awesome. I have done it in another conference that I produced, and it was super successful. In the end, I do promise you, I have to kind of like literally shut down the system to like move people out. But my goal is to have at least 250 people in the room, so that whole experience will be super energized. So there's more on that. I'll talk about more on that later as we get closer to the date, because I know you're like, is it Zoom? And I'm like, no, it's not Zoom. It's a totally new experience, and you have to try it. I tried last year to get people to do it, and y'all weren't ready. You were all trying to figure out your backgrounds and how to get your cameras open and hair right and all that stuff. Hopefully you've figured all of that out by now. We're in 2021, you got your game on, and now we can go to the next level. The next level of networking and doing a live event, decentralized, but together online. And I've participated in lots of these, and you wouldn't believe the feeling of community, the incredible community. And until you really like experience it, you just can't explain it. You'd think that you understand it, but no, it's very, very powerful. So I would love it if you would show up March 28th from 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and try this networking online experience. I promise you the eye candy alone will be worth it, not to mention the talks and the round tables that'll be going on there, and the people that you can meet face to face and introduce yourself to and talk about your business and tell them what you do and what you need and all this stuff. Okay. Whew. Going to day 2, the March 29th. Kathy Hackle is going to kick us off in the morning with, this overview of a fireside chat with her, where she's talking about, this big shift that just happened, what it means. And, Kathy is a futurist and the author of Augmented Workforce. And, she's voted top 50 women in tech. So I highly recommend you show up, because she's going to show us like, what is this new hybrid model of the world that we are entering into. and what tools do you need to have, and why is it happening? So she just has such an amazing perspective. All right. Then we've got Kat Schuler. Everybody knows Kat Schuler, an amazing body positivity activist, producer of High Tech Moda and Runway the Real Way, fashion shows for emerging designers during New York Fashion Week, which kind of is not existing right now. But that's exactly what she's going to be talking about. Is Fashion Week dead, or is it merely transforming? And she's going to talk about where she sees it all going. So I think that'll be very interesting. If you're an event producer, you might not want to miss it, because I think there will be lots of insight between the two of us, talking about technology, she'll be talking about fashion, how they can blend together, and what that means going forward. Plus, if you would have showed up to the networking event the day before, then you would also have an experience and you could contribute to the conversation. Now, there's something next up after this. It's Irene Healy, who I met through a 3D printing conference. Now we're all moving into 3D printing because that's part of digital fashion. And, back in the day, we would talk about printing dresses and you'd see it at CES, but it was completely unaffordable and unattainable. And the machines, you couldn't even have access to the machines. And, 3D printing has really, much like this wave, gone through the process of, first being born, then going quiet, recalibrating, and then becoming ubiquitous. And one of the areas that it is really affecting is prosthetics. So incredible what's happening there. And, Irene really is one of the leading women in prosthetics, specifically for women who have had breast cancer. And she's going to talk about how fashion is influencing prosthetics. And I think you can see a lot of that when we look at Cyberpunk 2077, and we look at a lot of the futurism art and out there. I think we can really see that there's this new norm that having an arm that's bionic or a breast that is, an augmentation of your body becomes art and jewelry and design. So her talk is going to be legendary. And if you're in the 3D printing space or in the healthcare industry, that's a really great speech for you to attend. And she will be at the party, so you can talk to her also in person on the 28th. Okay, then we've got Iris Brush, an amazing woman, one of the top photographers in fashion in the world, women photographers, a huge women activist, feminist, and she's going to be talking about, it used to be that she just had to take photos, but now she has to become a multimedia factory. And, what does that mean? And how do you shoot things? So if you're a photographer or a budding photographer, or if you are a stylist and you want to know the future of where fashion photography, video making, and everything is going, Iris is going to let you know, because she's really doing it. She's got her television show. She's got, her amazing Instagram that's like super artistic. I mean, the woman pumps out content. It's like every day. It's really even hard to get her for an hour of fireside chat. So, don't miss it. She's an amazing perspective. Then we've got Orietta Pelletier, who also spoke last year at the Digital Fashion Online Summit. She's really a trend analyst. She's a consultant for some of the biggest fashion weeks in the world. She's also a transcontinentalist. She helps brands go overseas to Asia. She's a bridge. I mean, she's a lot of things. And she is going to break us down what is actually going on in marketing. What are the trends? And, we've seen all these things about like gaming and fashion, and she works with all the top brands and buyers in the world. And she really understands both sides of the coin, but she says that not a lot of people understand the strategy, the marketing strategy behind using innovation. So she's going to share that insight with us. So small brands, she's a big activist. She loves helping small brands. This is really a speech that you don't want to miss if you're a small brand, because it's going to help you know which trend to follow and how to assess which marketing type of campaign and technology you should be using. Not to be missed. Joanna Popper, head of virtual reality at HP, is speaking, and she's, talking about around the world in VR and going to show us some of the things that are happening in that space, especially now with all the acceleration behind, with the last year where we were all indoors. So I think that will be an exciting speech. Wow, I'm still not done. I haven't even loaded all the other speakers in. These are just the first tranche, I got 50 more speakers that I'm going to load in. So come back next Thursday where I'll be giving you an update on the latest speakers and speeches. But while we're here, super amazing, Ryan Mullins is a future trend maker. He's also the CEO of Aglet, which is a virtual sneaker app with NFTs. And he is going to be doing a fireside chat with me where we're talking about this new business model of data analysis, AI, NFTs, cryptocurrency, and a new production model of first you make it virtually, then people buy it with crypto. They have the Aglet currency, and then with this massive data analysis behind, they know how to create future trends. He says you cannot create trends based on past data. You have to create trends based on future data. Fascinating. I cannot possibly explain it to you. You got to come. If you're into virtual fashion and new business models, Ryan Mullins, Aglet speech, we're calling it Creating Future Trends. He has this article that it says, just one more thing, which is, where is the street? Street fashion, where is the street? Where is it? It's not on that street. It's actually in a virtual street. So that's a little more insight into his speech. On the topic of virtual and everybody going digital, a lot of brands are like, how can we create textiles? This is the most challenging, one of the most challenging aspects of creating digital garments is the textile aspect. And we've got two speakers, Chris Russo and Nico Russo, brothers, and a whole new industry is being born of virtual twins, the real fabric then being translated and recreated in a digital environment to have the same properties as the original fabric. And they're going to be giving an overview about virtual textiles. If you are in the textile industry, if you are working in textiles, you don't want to miss this speech, because this is a whole new avenue for you to generate revenue with virtual textiles. So don't miss the speech. The current status, virtual twins, and digital fashion is what they're going to talk about. Still on the topic of digital fashion, because of course digital touches everything, we have Angelina Winters. She is a fashion designer and a digital fashion designer, having come from a very long school of being traditionally trained and now adopting the new technologies. She is going to give an overview of what it actually takes and what the new process of digital design means. So what's the new workflow, So she's really going to be very practical. She's going to be like, in the past, we did this, and now I do this. We used to do this, now I do this, and showing examples. So if you are looking to get into digital design, you don't really know how that's going to work, you're coming from a traditional background, this is your speech not to be missed because it's going to be super practical. I asked her to make it really practical, and it will be. Then, also still on the topic of digital fashion, we have Katie Schildmeyer. Katie Schildmeyer, if you recall, talked about in the last Digital Fashion Online Summit, plus size and body scanning and virtual avatars. That was last year. I mean, mind blowing already. And she talked about the problems with the body scanners and the fit and the whole avatar creation and 3D scanning problems of sizes, over size 20. Well, this year, she is going to talk us through, if you want to change your organization over from a traditional way of working into digital design, she's going to talk you through this computers power that you need. What are the skill sets that you need? What is the thinking that you need? What are the programs that you need? What's the cost of that all? How to justify the cost. I mean, super practical if you are a business, a brand, and you're thinking to go and get into this era. You're going to know after Katie Schildmeyer's speech everything you need to know to make a decision. I ain't doing all of that, or I'm doing it and I'm going all in. And the same thing if you want to become, if you're a fashion designer now and you want to upskill, you are going to absolutely understand the investment and the payoffs of what is needed and how much time it's going to take you to go from zero to employed. So Katie Schildmeyer, don't want to miss her speech. All right. Along these lines, if we're doing everything digitally, 50 more speakers to load in. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I always try to over deliver. I don't know. I just, it's like once a year I do these huge conferences, that I used to do them offline at the Diversity Summit. We had, amazing speakers such as Sophia the Robot fly in from Hong Kong to be there and talk to us, among other types of celebrity guests. But now that we're all in this online environment, and we were already there with the first version last year when we went into lockdown, if you were there, I'd love to hear your feedback. So I want to talk about if we're all designing digitally, what happens on the factory side? What is the future of manufacturing? We've got a panel discussion that's going to be live, so you'll be able to ask questions, etc. And it's more like a round table discussion with you. And we have manufacturers and factories doing, micro production. We've got people there talking about what's happening in Chinese factories. We talk about, the future with 5G and how machinery is going to be mobile, and then machines will come together, assemble, perform a task, and then drift off and go work with other machines using the 5G systems, and sort of the trends in manufacturing for the fashion industry. Because really, even here in China, where I'm living, I mean, there's a huge shift to micro production, and it has a lot of effect on the world. So the future of manufacturing is not a speech. If you're looking for manufacturers, first of all, you'll meet them. So I got lots of them on the stage. You'll meet factories that can do small production, large production, all kinds of production, sustainable production. They'll all be there. You can connect with them. Plus, they'll be at the party the day before, so don't miss it. Another reason to attend the party live. Then we've got investing in the future, and we did this roundtable discussion last year with my good friend Robert Kringley, with Rebecca Chu, with David Chen, with Larry Namer. We did all of that And they really talked about what they're investing in, what they look for, and where they're investing, etc. And so if you're a startup or you want to make a company, it would be really good to listen to them talk about the future of investing and the trends going on there. We're going to have William Baubeen from SOSV Ventures. We're going to have, lots of my investor friends on that panel to talk about what they're investing in, what are the trends, what they see, and this I think can help startups, tech startups, know how to position themselves when facing investors, how to talk to them, and also, how to find investors that can fit your business model and can fit your business. Wow. So those are all the speeches that we currently have loaded into the system. I wanted to jump on today and say, hi, I'm Anina, CEO and founder of 360 Fashion Network. Over 20 years experience building a bridge between fashion and technology. I've spoken at the world's largest conferences. I've spoken at fashion venues. We create our 360 Fashion and Tech exhibition. We have one of the largest exhibition collections of fashion technology ranging throughout the ages, and we have over 1,000 products. If you came in 2019 to our robotic dress exhibition, you would have seen just a small fraction of our wearable tech, fashion tech, collection of things to show at the exhibition, as one does. I also work together with the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago, which in 2019 built, they beat me, they built the largest wearable tech, fashion tech exhibition, but I consulted with them and helped them do that. And, that's a special exhibition that will be closing soon, so you don't want to miss it. Hopefully going on tour. And so I just want to create this conference to bring the industry together and to bring the industry together live. That's why there is the after party. Because me too, I want to meet people. I want to know who's doing what. And how can we do that today? And then also bringing this thought leadership, show you what's working, help you know who's moving and shaking so that you can connect up with them. And I hope that you will join me on March 28th and 29th, 2 days conference, plus on the 28th, there's a live networking party. I hope that you will join us. You click the link below, as they say, and sign up for a very limited period of time. There is a gallery seat free ticket. It does not include, however, the party. There is a front row seat, which includes the live sessions and the replays, and the ability to attend the after party. And then there is a VIP ticket, which gives you the ability to watch all the sessions and attend the party for 30 days after. Party doesn't go on for 30 days. It could go on for 30 days, but it doesn't. You can watch all of the live streams for 30 days after, in your own time. So I hope that you will join us and that you'll join me as I bring you on this journey of what I see changing in the fashion industry. And please connect with me on LinkedIn if you have any questions. If you're a startup and you'd like to present your technology at our event, easy, right here, chat with me at the 360 Fashion Chat on this page. And if absolutely love to welcome you. If you're watching on Instagram, you can click the link in my bio and Zoom, go over to get and reserve your seats for the conference. If you're watching on YouTube, then you can also click the link below and come join us at the conference. So my name is Anina. I'm the CEO and founder of 360 Fashion Network. And I'll be coming to you next Thursday again with an update. So mark this in your calendar. Leading up to the event, I'll be walking you through what is new every day. There's just new tech coming out of the woodwork. New people coming out of the woodwork. I mean, we might have to extend this to a third day. I don't know how to fit everybody in. I'm just telling everybody to come to the party and have a room. And yeah, don't forget, if you're a startup and you'd like to present your technology at the event, get in front of an audience of 70% fashion brands with e-commerce, 20% technology startups, and 10% finance. I invite all my investor friends. I want everybody to get invested in and to like skyrocket their companies. And if you're a fashion brand, coming to this conference, I don't know where else you can really learn about the technologies that are going to change your business moving forward, that are going to boost what you're doing, and that you can have an eye on the future so you don't get caught out when the world changes. See you there.